Hey everybody, thank you for checking out Pop Culture Philosophers. I am Rockin Robbie Billups, and this is the weekly comic book review. That's right everybody, weekly comic book review, Ides of March edition, so beware. It's the show where I read a lot of comics and I tell you what I thought about them, and we always start with the pick of the week. This week's pick of the week, The Wildstorm number 2. Now, last month when number 1 came out, I was super pumped for this because I am a huge fan of writer Warren Ellis. I think Warren Ellis is great. I read his newsletter every week. I've been a fan of his since the 90s, right? So I'm already super pumped for this, and I thought issue 1 was really, really well done from the ground up. Like, from the writing, to the art, to the coloring, to the editing, everything about it I just adored. And I loved issue 2 even more. Like, seriously, I love this. If you are a fan of the Wildstorm characters from back in the day, you will like this book. If you've never read a Wildstorm comic book in your life, you will like this book. If you like good, down-to-earth, grounded science fiction, you're gonna like this book. If you like stuff about government conspiracies and UFOs and aliens and black ops and all kinds of stuff like that, you will love this book. This book is great. It's a cutting-edge comic book in my view. I think it's amazing. It's as cutting-edge as some of the science that they talk about in this book. I think issue 2 does a really good job of taking what was started in issue 1 and continuing it and filling in a lot of information. And old school fans will recognize some of these characters, and new school fans will really just appreciate how the story, it's actually a complex story. It may paint itself as simple, but there's a lot of complexity that will come in this, and it really starts showing forth in issue 2. The way that the different factions of this Wildstorm universe come together is so awesome. I just love it. In here you got Skywatch, you got Halo, you got IO. This is the book for old school Wildstorm fans and new school fans as well. Like, seriously, I cannot say enough about this book. John Davis Hunt does the artwork, and it is perfect. Every tiny little bit that I could nitpick about in issue 1, smoothed over. It is just so awesome. The artwork is great. Facial expressions, pacing, it's so perfectly... This book is so perfectly paced. It's one of the best paced comics out on the shelf right now. Warren Ellis wastes no time. If there are pages with no dialogue, it's for a reason. This book does not fly by like a lot of them do when you read it. This book's dense. It's got a lot of meat to it. This book's got me super excited about Wildstorm again, guys, and I haven't been super excited about Wildstorm since the days when Warren Ellis was doing Authority and Planetary. So I just love this book. I cannot recommend it enough. Go out right now. Buy issues 1 and 2 of The Wildstorm by Warren Ellis and John Davis Hunt. You will be doing yourself a huge favor, absolutely. Also this week we got Superman number 19. That's the 3rd part of Superman Reborn. Last week, major revelations. We found out who the mysterious, creepy Clark Kent was, and we learned a little bit more about DC Rebirth Superman's role in everything that's been going on with the Watchmen stuff and New 52, and you learn a whole lot more in here. Don't be fooled by the cover. There is no Mr. Oz revelation, but a lot of revelation on what exactly is going on with Superman, with the New 52 Superman, and with Superman Rebirth Superman, who is, of course, the post-crisis, pre-Flashpoint Superman. Sounds complex, but it's really cool. This is really good if you are trying to stay caught up on the whole mystery of the Watchmen and DC Rebirth and all that stuff. This book is essential, and I said it on my Facebook page not too long ago, but some of the 90s stuff is really going to come back in this, and I think we were right, and there it is right there. It's a really cool, fun issue. I really like it. Patrick Gleason's artwork is amazing as usual. His writing, along with writer Peter Tomasi, is just so good. They are really taking Superman and bringing back that classic feel, but yet still modern, yet still new and refreshing, and I like that a lot. Superman books have been really good lately, and Superman deserves to be the centerpiece of the DC Universe, and these books are actually kind of getting him back to that spot. So that's super, super fun. Another thing that was super fun was Super Sons. Super Sons number 2 comes out this week, and it was amazing. I love this book. so much. It's written by Peter Tomasi, who is writing Superman right now. Totally has Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent nailed as characters. He's got such a perfect voice for these two characters. This book is fun, high energy, it flows really well. They have a confrontation with Lex Luthor in here and another cliffhanger ending that will have you begging for more. I love it. Jorge Jimenez does the artwork, and it is so perfect for this book. I could probably name off a bunch of artists who I think would be perfect for this book. Jimenez is the perfect artist for this book. Super Sons is amazing. I love this book. 2 issues in, love it. And these Dustin Nguyen variant covers are really, really cool. So Super Sons has my seal of approval. Guys, this week I thought was a really good week for comics. The last 2 weeks maybe a little shaky, especially last week. This week is so solid. Speaking of solid, Batwoman #1. So we had the DC Rebirth one-shot not too long ago, and of course all the stuff leading up to this in Detective Comics. So now we got Marguerite Bennett and James Tynion IV writing the ongoing adventures of Batwoman, and Steve Epting on the artwork. Like I said about the one-shot, this is the best artwork of Steve Epting's career, and I love Epting's artwork, like for real. This stuff is solid. The artwork is really cool. It's got a lot of depth to it. The story has a lot of depth to it as well. It's good. It's not super explosively great yet, but it's a really good first issue laying foundation to reveal a little bit about Batwoman's past and to intrigue us into some future storylines. So I think Batwoman is really good. It's got a very promising start. Didn't like it as much as Super Sons or the Wildstorm, but Batwoman was awesome. Like I said, Steve Epting doing some of the absolute best artwork of his career. Let me see if I can get a good page here to show you. There are so many ads in these things, it's really hard. Right there, that's just good, clean stuff right there. I love the artwork, I love the story. They're utilizing Alfred's, what is it, it's his niece or something from like the Scott Snyder stuff. But I don't know, this is really building a cool little world around Batwoman, and I'm super excited to be reading it. So hats off to DC for that. Also, Batman #19. This is the book that I have a love-hate relationship with. Like seriously, and it's because of issues like this. Like, I have been sorely disappointed in Tom King's Batman run so far. However, I am not disappointed at all in the way that he is writing Bane. And this is a Bane-centric issue that actually stands really solidly on its own. And it's a great, fun comic book. I really like it. Tom King is doing a hell of a job writing Bane. I don't think he's writing Batman the greatest, but I just love his Bane so much. In the last issue, I loved it a lot too. Bane kind of goes on this tirade talking about all of Batman's villains and how they're jokes to him. Now he proves it in this issue. It's really cool, and it's got a great parallel to the 90s Nightfall story in here. Whereas in the original Nightfall, Bane let loose all of the inmates at Arkham, and Batman had to go through, you know, this gauntlet and just wear himself down, defeating them all. Maybe Batman's trying to flip the, like, turn the tables on Bane this time. So really like this issue. Like I said, I love Tom King's Bane. I'm just not liking his Batman. And as weird as that may sound, Green Lanterns #19. Green Lanterns is my guilty pleasure book right now. I just love this book because of the characters of Simon and Jessica. There's some neat stuff with Simon and his big buddy, you know, that he woke out of the coma back in the day during the Jeff Johns run. There's a really nice little bit there. Otherwise, this issue is all right. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but I enjoyed it. Plus, Dr. Polaris, that's awesome. Basically, DC's version of Magneto. Super excited to see him involved again, because I don't think I've seen him in a Green Lantern comic, really, since Kyle Rayner. Since back in those days, the Ron Mars 90s days, right? So, Dr. Polaris is in here. This book remains just one of my favorite guilty pleasure comic books to read. Like, I don't feel bad about liking this book, but it's not good. But I just love this book so much. Aquaman #19, look at that cover. Joshua Middleton's covers, his variant covers on Aquaman have been so amazing. That is just so good. Aquaman is a decent book. It's all right. It's worse than Green Lanterns, I think. I think Green Lanterns is a little bit more accessible. Aquaman would be really solid for a hardcore fan or just someone trying to learn more about the character. Dan Abnett's not necessarily doing a bad job writing this title, but like I said in previous videos, if this was just once a month, I think a lot of its issues would be ironed out. I think it comes out too frequently. I don't think ever in time 2 Aquaman books a month is justified, as I'm a huge Aquaman fan. So, and that's how I feel. Justice League number 17. I don't think this book is the greatest at all. I keep up with it because I think it's important to the DC Rebirth, Watchmen, Forever Crisis, whatever's coming. I think that this book is important, and once again, they reference a lot of stuff in here. The first pages alone, if you're not reading Justice League, go in, read these first few pages between Superman and this new villain. What is his name? It's Tempest, right? Really cool time travel story actually kind of going on right now. A little confusing at times, but read that opening chapter. There is some real serious stuff that Tempest is telling Superman about what the DC Rebirth universe is. And so it kind of ties in a little bit with what they're speaking on in Superman Reborn. So you got to read Justice League for that stuff, but overall it's not really a fun book. It's not really exciting. It doesn't really engage me. It doesn't enthrall me. It's just not my favorite book, but I do read it because it has those little things. Cave Carson has a cybernetic eye. Number 6, representing DC Young Animal this week. It's the final issue of the first story. And Cave Carson has been a really good, fun, colorful, and psychedelic just comic book romp. That's what I would say about this book. And the finale of the first story arc is exactly like what you expect from this book. It's a good, solid ending, a very intriguing ending to set up the next story. But what's amazing about this book, above everything else, is the colors. The colors are so amazing. Nick Filardi, this guy can color some comics. Like him and Matt Wilson, 2 of my favorite colorists right now. They are just killing it on these books. Cave Carson, first trade should be out soon now that issue 6 has wrapped up the first story arc. Read Cave Carson, it's fun. If you like good old school, fun, crazy, weird sci-fi stuff where anything can happen and super colorful, fun stuff, Cave Carson is the book for you. Marvel Comics released Amazing Spider-Man number 25 this week. It's a huge, giant $9.99 comic book. Is it worth $9.99? That is up for you to decide, but I will tell you this. The first story arc in here, because it's got the main story, which is the first chapter of the Osborn identity, in which they are bringing back Norman Osborn, one of my favorite villains of all time, so I'm super excited to be reading his return and what's been going on with him. I just love it when Norman shows up in these Spider-Man books. And then it's got a bunch of little short stories, the last of which being supremely important and superiorly awesome, I'll just say. The opening story, though, the Goblin Legacy, or the Osborn Legacy, yeah, the Osborn Identity, what? The Osborn Identity Part 1, I really like this story. There's some stuff where a character comes back. I think we already know that that person was supposed to be coming back, so that wasn't much of a shocker. You got Stuart Immonen, what's his name? Stuart Immonen, Stuart Immonen. What is his name? Stuart Immonen. That's his name, Stuart Immonen. Super excited to see him on this book. I love this guy's artwork, have since he was doing Superman stuff back in the 90s. The artwork is really solid. The story is actually really fun. It's a cool, like, Spider-Man sometimes now feels like a really cool spy thriller, and I really like that aspect of it. I know it's a little bit different, but it's cool. It's a great follow-up to Clone Conspiracy, where now things are getting a little bit darker. So Spider-Man, just like everything else, goes through the seasonal changes, the ebbs and flows of life, and now he's in one of those down times because he's just had some major stuff happen with Clone Conspiracy. But overall, I did like that a lot, the Osborn Legacy. I thought it was super, super cool. Some of the little short stories were neat and fun, but the last one, written by Slott himself, sets up some really fun stuff for Secret Empire and lets us know a little bit what's going on with Octavius nowadays, and it's amazing, and it was super fun, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys about it. Spider-Man 25, it's a really expensive book, but it's worth it, I think, just for that last chapter alone, and of course the first chapter, Osborn Identity, good fun stuff. Monsters Unleashed number 5 is the final issue of the miniseries. We have an ongoing series coming now. I don't know if I'll check that out. I might check out the first issue. Overall, it's a good wrap up to a very silly, fun, yet generic superhero story. So I did, for the most part, enjoy this. I love issue 1 a lot, and then other issues, like, I don't know, the way the art changed didn't really, I don't know, it really kind of affected the consistency of this book for me. Adam Kubert is on the artwork here, and it is not his best work whatsoever, though some of his stuff does look good, especially when you get close up on a character's face. Adam Kubert's always been good at close-ups, but some of this does feel a little rushed, and it was overall, though, it was a good solid ending to this nice little silly story. It was fun, and I enjoyed reading this book. I really did. If you like kaiju stuff, it was really fun. Plus, straight up, you got like kaiju that form into their own Megazord in this, and that was kind of bombastically awesome. I'm just going to say. The Mighty Thor number 17. I mentioned Matt Wilson as a colorist earlier. This is one of the books he colors. It's amazing. Aaron Dodderman on the artwork, complex, simple, glorious artwork, and the story by Jason Aaron is fantastic right now. I have been loving The Mighty Thor, the Jane Foster Thor. I just adore this book. I love it. I don't want it to go anywhere. When they eventually bring Thor back, I want to keep Jane Foster Thor for sure, because I just love this book so much. It's colorful. It's preposterously awesome. It's just so cool. This book's got everything. He nails the warlike persona of the Norse gods, of the characters from Asgard and all that. I just love this book so much. This story right here with the Shi'ar war, the Shi'ar's at war with the Asgardian Empire, and Thor is going up against two of the Shi'ar's mightiest gods, and that whole story and what Jason Aaron is saying about spirituality and religion and belief in the 21st century, I really like it. Really, really like it a lot. This book is super, super solid. Star-Lord number 4, surprisingly another super solid book. 4 issues in, and I'm still loving Star-Lord. The book is fun. It's got a good solid message. It's got clean artwork that's simple and dynamic, and it flows, and it's got good action. I just love this book. Action-packed, serious and dramatical, and very, very funny. So Star-Lord has my vote. 4 issues in. That's the longest I've ever read a Star-Lord book, guys. Miss Marvel number 16, part 3 of this gamer story. It's been really cool. I've been liking this. I'm not the super hugest gamer myself, but I do like this story. I think it's fun, and it deals with the threat of an online presence in the 21st century. So everything's going to be about the 21st century from this point on. Anyway, Miss Marvel, always a good, fun, solid book, and this issue does not disappoint. Same as always. It's a great one. God Country, number 3. God Country is such a good book. I'm so amazed this book has maintained this momentum for 3 issues. They are on a 3rd printing of issue number 1, a 2nd of issue number 2, I believe, and at my store right now, sold out of all copies of number 1, all of number 2, and now all of number 3. This book is hot. It's flying off shelves. Issue number 1 is like $50 on eBay right now, and there's no movie attached to this or nothing that I'm aware of, so I think it's just based on word of mouth alone and the book itself. Excuse me. God Country is an amazing book. Love this so much. If you haven't been reading it, it is a great book. It is a blast. Find copies if you can. If not, just hold on. That trade will be coming soon. God Country is an amazing book. And in the back here, there's a t-shirt. You guys should check that out and buy that t-shirt because it's awesome. East of West number 32. We just got notice that East of West is officially going to be ending very, very soon. We already had it coming. We already anticipated this. Probably around like, what, issue 44, 45, something like that. But we are now building up to the ending, and Jonathan Hickman's doing a great job of laying out these characters, and this very complex and rich story is really starting to come to a head, and we're really starting to learn a little bit more about certain characters that we thought we already knew, characters we thought we already had figured out. No, we did not. East of West is a great book. If you like Game of Thrones because of the intensely serious and complex, like political conniving and like all that behind the scenes political like throne stuff, if that's what you like about Game of Thrones, you will like East of West. Not near as pornographic as that show, though, I will say. Injection number 11. Injection returns from Warren Ellis. I love Warren Ellis. I love Injection. I was a little confused when I first started reading this one, but I really got into this. This is cutting edge science fiction as well. Like, Injection is some really cool stuff. It might be a little hard to comprehend at times, but seriously, just stick with it and you will figure it out. Injection is a good, fun, solid book from a good, fun, solid writer. From Boom Studios this week, we got a brand new one, Coady and the Creepies. This book was delightful. It was super fun. It's basically an all-ages story. I thought it was great. It deals with a band named the Creepies who were in a terrible car crash, and 2 of them get hurt, 1 person dies, and 1 person remains completely unscathed. No injuries whatsoever. And how does the band continue on for that with the fame that comes along with that as well? but it's great. Good, fun, solid punk rock book that's really just, like I said, fun, super colorful, and as simple as it is, because it is very cartoony, as you can tell by the artwork, very, very cartoony, and it's produced, by the way, by Liz Prince, Amanda Kirk, and Hannah Fisher. This book was really cool. A very, very delightful book to read. I highly recommend you go find it if you can. Boombox has been cranking out some really good, almost all ages stuff. I say almost because I wouldn't recommend this to maybe 8 and below, but like a 10-year-old I would recommend this book to. But I think it's super fun. A very cool story, and I can't say fun enough about this, but it was really cool. And it's got a neat supernatural twist to it. I don't want to spoil anything, but check out Coady and the Creepies. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, number 11, right? Number 13. Wow, number 11. Number 13, this is continuing that whole Days of Future Past type story that they're doing. And it's fun. You know, the Power Rangers book is not the biggest thing in the world. It's not the greatest thing. It's not the most well-executed comic book out there. But it is fun, especially with this story where they're in this alternate timeline where things did not go good for the Power Rangers, and Tommy Oliver is actually this evil being now who has completely dominated and taken over everything, including the Morphin Grid. And it's just a really fun story that any fan of the show will really like it. Still not sold completely on the artwork in this book, but I do like it. And usually in the back from Steve Orlando you have the ongoing adventures of Bulk and Skull, but now we have the ongoing misadventures of Squat and Babu. So that is kind of fun as well. So Power Ranger fans, definitely going to want to check that out. We got a new movie in about a week, so how exciting is that? From Graphic India, we got Avatar X, Destroyer of Darkness, number 3. And this book's been MIA for a minute. I almost forgot about this. I'm a huge Grant Morrison fan. He's my favorite writer, period. Straight up, in any medium whatsoever. Love Grant Morrison's work. This is kind of silly. It's all right. It's not the greatest Morrison book. Man, the Free Comic Book Day in the first issue was so good, and the artist has changed. The art I don't like as much. It's like a poor man's David Finch, at least in my opinion. But the story's there a little bit, but I don't know. For Grant Morrison, who sets the bar typically on a consistent basis, sets the bar up this high, this book's kind of down here. Still better than a lot of the other stuff that we're reading nowadays, but I don't know. Not quite what I was wanting. However, with Grant Morrison doing his editor-in-chief stuff at Heavy Metal and working on these TV shows for the Sci-Fi Channel, how much thought and effort is he actually putting into that? I don't know. Archie number 18, because we always got to talk about Archie. Pete Woods comes on as the new ongoing artist, and that's really, really cool. The artwork does seem a little rushed, a little free-flowing for Pete Woods' style, but it is Archie, and that is kind of the tone that they set with the art. This book is, as always, is fun. It's a good, light, fun, enjoyable book that I would recommend to almost anybody. This is seriously a cool book. If you're getting into Riverdale, if you've ever been curious, this is a more grown-up Archie. It's not mature or anything like that. It's just more grown-up. Think about it like Archie meets Saved by the Bell. That's the best way to describe Archie. So there you go. Those are the books that I read this week. I want to know down below, what did you read this week and what did you think about it, especially the end of Amazing Spider-Man 25, and what did you think of Wildstorm? Because I really want to know what someone who isn't a Wildstorm fan, who doesn't have any kind of association with these characters or love for these characters, what do you think about this book? Because I just adore it. But that's how I feel about the stuff. Power Rangers doing that nifty little story. Injection is back. Celebrate. East and West is wrapping up. God Country, though, is just dominating as one of my favorite Image books right now. Star-Lord is still seriously good. I cannot believe that. That just blows my mind. Cave Carson wraps up its first story arc. Batman's actually pretty good when Bane is the main character. Batwoman is solid. Super Sons is super fun. Superman Reborn is awesome. But like I said, Wildstorm is where it's at. 2 for 2, baby. Pick of the weeks. Number 1 and number 2 made pick of the week. That is a big deal, at least in my world. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Please do give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. We do these every week. Also, movie reviews, top 5 lists, all that kind of stuff. And you can check us out at popculturephilosophers.com. We got blogs and a whole lot more there, including our podcast, a brand new one about to hit, 80s TV. So I'm out of here. Sorry if I was a little rambly, not super I don't know. I got a lot on my mind. This week, Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo, actually. If you're going to be in the Huntsville area or if you're going to be at the show, we will be there, Pop Culture Philosophers. We will have a booth. I will be doing a panel with Mike Grell on Saturday at 2 o'clock and a panel with legendary X-Men writer Chris Claremont Sunday at 2 o'clock. So 2 for 2, like Two-Face, right? Saturday at 2, Sunday at 2. Come see me at the VBC here in Huntsville, Alabama to chat and talk with Mike Grell, Green Arrow artist extraordinaire and legendary. Extraordinarily awesome and awesomely legendary writer for the X-Men, Chris Claremont. You know those guys. I'm super excited to do that and excited to see you there. As always, thank you for everything. Keep reading. Thanks for rocking with us. Deuces.